Welcome to the deep dive. Ever find yourself just staring blankly at a hotel booking site? Maybe for like an hour. Totally paralyzed because there are way too many options, and you're terrified you'll pick the wrong one.
Oh, absolutely. That feeling is pretty universal, I think.
Well, this deep dive is definitely for you then. We are skipping all that endless scrolling today.
Right. We're zoning in on a really specific but common challenge.
Yeah.
How do you actually lock down a leisure booking that gives you great value, you know, comfort, convenience, without completely emptying your wallet or, frankly, driving yourself crazy in the process?
It's kind of an art form, isn't it? Finding that sweet spot when there's just so much information flying around.
It really is the art of the optimal outcome.
Exactly. And guess what? We've basically got our hands on a kind of blueprint for doing it right.
Oh, what do we got?
Our source material today, it's this short but really packed conversation between two planners, Sophia and Adam. They're finalizing a weekend hotel booking, the Grand Horizon Hotel specifically.
Okay, got it. So a real-world example.
Precisely. And our mission here is to basically treat their chat like it's, I don't know, a strategic document.
Okay, I like that. So we're going to dissect it.
Yeah, we'll pull apart their absolute must-haves, figure out what made them think, okay, this price is actually worth it, and maybe most importantly, look at the safety nets they put in place, the logistics.
Right. So we're reverse engineering how they achieved what they wanted.
Ah,
A stress-free, smooth getaway, finding the anatomy of that perfect booking.
you got it. We're aiming to show you the 4 key pillars they leaned on, and we're starting right at the beginning. How did they even cut through all the noise to find this one place? So the very first filter Adam brings up is location. He says he checked out a few places downtown. Now, for a weekend trip, just making that call right away, it says a lot about what they're prioritizing, doesn't it?
Oh, immediately. It's
Yeah.
pure spatial optimization. Think about it, a short weekend, maybe 2-3 days tops. Your time is the most precious thing you have. So the search wasn't just find a good hotel. It was find a good hotel right where things are happening. Downtown costs more, sure. There's often a premium.
Yeah, usually quite a bit more.
But that premium pays for itself by cutting down on what we could call frictional costs.
Yeah.
You know, the time wasted traveling, the money on taxis or public transport, the mental energy of figuring out how to get from A to B.
Okay, but hang on. If downtown is way pricier, aren't they kind of failing on the budget side already? Wouldn't, like, a super savvy planner maybe look just outside the main core, find somewhere near a good subway line, save maybe 30, 40 bucks a night?
That sounds logical on the surface, right?
Yeah.
Save $40, maybe that covers dinner one night.
Yeah.
But that's exactly the trap they sidestepped, and smartly so. That hypothetical $40 you save. It gets eaten up almost instantly by those exact logistical costs we mentioned, the travel time, the fares, and crucially, you lose leisure time.
Ah, okay. The time cost.
Exactly. If you save $40, but you spend an extra hour each day just getting to and from the sites or dinner or whatever, you've just lost 2 hours of your very short trip. That's a bad trade.
So going downtown is actually a strategic time investment for them.
Precisely. They're willing to pay that, let's call it a geographic tax, to absolutely maximize the usable minutes they have for actually enjoying themselves. They're buying proximity, buying convenience.
Okay, that reframes it completely. They're basically prepaying to minimize hassle during the trip itself. Makes sense. So this location filter, focusing right downtown, quickly led Adam to mention the Grand Horizon Hotel. And his description was interesting. He said it looked quite elegant.
Right, and that's the next big filter, isn't it?
Yeah.
That initial visual impression. Quite elegant. In today's world, we scan visuals first. That elegance acts as a really powerful shorthand for quality control.
Like a proxy measure.
Exactly. It suggests, good upkeep, maybe modern design, a
Sure.
certain level of professional presentation. And we mentally translate that visual appeal directly into assumptions about quality and comfort.
It's like the hotel's photos and general vibe act as a sort of digital gatekeeper.
Yeah, a bouncer, like you said before we started recording.
Huh, yeah. If the pictures of the lobby, the rooms, the whole brand feel, if it doesn't immediately signal this is a quality experience, it just gets mentally tossed aside, almost no matter the price.
For this kind of
Okay.
trip, yes. They weren't just looking for a bed. They weren't booking basic shelter. They were clearly after an environment that would actually add something to the trip, elevate it.
Okay, so the location gets them where they want to be,
Convenient.
and the elegance suggests the kind of place they want it to be.
Right. Aspirational. It shifts the hotel from just being functional lodging into being part of the overall desired experience.
But we've all seen nice photos online that don't quite match reality. A place can look elegant, sure.
Oh, absolutely. Glossy
Right.
photos can hide a multitude of sins.
So how do they bridge that gap between appearance and reality? This is where that external validation piece comes in, and Adam drops the key info. The reviews were exceptional.
Bingo. Exceptional. That single word does so much heavy lifting. It's the qualitative proof that backs up the quantitative, or rather, the visual promise of elegance.
It means other people, actual guests, weren't just satisfied, they were apparently really impressed, enough to go online and say so.
Right. It tells Sophie and Adam that this hotel isn't just getting by, it's actively delighting customers. People felt strongly enough to leave positive feedback. That label, exceptional, it instantly pushes the grand horizon beyond just being suitable or okay.
So when you put those two together, the elegant look and the exceptional reviews, it tackles the biggest gamble in booking travel, doesn't it? Which is inconsistency.
Exactly. You see a place that looks amazing, but the reviews are just meh, or worse, mixed. It's a huge red flag, right?
Yeah.
It signals a disconnect between their marketing spin and what they actually deliver.
Yeah, definitely pause for thought there.
But when the reviews are stellar, exceptional, it's like hundreds of previous guests are basically vouching for the photo. They're co-signing that visual promise.
It's like crowdsourced quality control.
It is. They're effectively outsourcing that initial check that is this place legit and actually good question to the collective wisdom of past travelers.
Which must save a ton of mental energy.
Absolutely. It lets them shift their focus. They can move past worrying about basic quality and start digging into the specifics. Does it have the features we actually want for our ideal trip? It builds that essential foundation of trust you need before you even start talking price or making a commitment.
Okay, so let's unpack that. The location's right, the vibe feels good, other people say it's great. Now what? What were the absolute must-have basics they needed to nail down for sheer convenience, even before thinking about the fancy stuff?
Right, and this moves us into something really central to how high-value travelers think. It's about avoiding those annoying extra charges.
Yeah.
Sophia jumps right on this. She brings up what you could almost call the basics tax, the hidden costs for things that feel like they should be included.
Yeah, she asked specifically about complimentary breakfast and Wi-Fi, and her reasoning is crystal clear. I'd hate to pay extra for basics.
That phrase says it all, doesn't it? It's the voice of someone focused on operational efficiency, on smoothness.
And Adam confirms right away. Absolutely, it includes both. Think about how much friction that removes from the stay. Having to shell out, what, 15 bucks a day just to get online, or maybe $35 per person for a standard hotel breakfast buffet.
It immediately chips away at the overall value perception, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Even if the room rate itself seems reasonable, those extra charges feel aggravating.
Mm-hmm.
They introduce hassle.
And decision fatigue, too, right?
Totally. Imagine waking up. First thought, okay, do we need to find a cafe? Or do we bite the bullet and spend maybe $60 just for the two of us to eat breakfast right here? Or with Wi-Fi? Do I tether my phone and burn through data, or do I pay their sometimes outrageous hourly or daily rate?
Ugh, yeah, been there.
Every time you have to make one of those little low-level decisions or pull out your wallet for something that feels fundamental, it just adds mental clutter to your day. It's friction.
So having those basics included complimentary just smooths things out. It eliminates at least 2 potential points of minor stress and wasted time each day.
Exactly. The free Wi-Fi basically confirms the hotel isn't stuck in the past, trying to monetize something essential for any modern traveler.
Yeah, it's almost like electricity or running water at this point.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And the complimentary breakfast means they don't have to immediately start their day hunting for food, which, going back to Section 1, helps them actually leverage that prime downtown location they paid extra for. More time for leisure, less time foraging for coffee and croissants.
It really signals a different philosophy from the hotel, doesn't it? More guest-focused.
I think so. A hotel that includes these isn't just trying to squeeze every last dime out of you with add-ons. It suggests they're thinking more holistically about the guest experience. It builds trust, makes budgeting more predictable. Okay, check, check, basics covered.
Right, that handles the practical stuff, the efficiency needs. But Adam doesn't stop there. He immediately pivots to the other side of the equation. The thing that makes the trip special, not just functional, he adds. Plus, they have a rooftop pool with a panoramic city view.
And that is the game changer. That's the pivot from mere necessity to genuine experience. The free breakfast and Wi-Fi. They satisfy the need for efficiency for things to just work.
Mm-hmm.
But the rooftop pool, with that specific view, That delivers on the desire for ambiance, for a sensory reward,
Hmm.
for something memorable. This is the amenity that really justifies Adam's earlier, quite elegant description, and probably justifies the price point we'll get to,
Let's
though.
dig into that feature for a second. Why is that so powerful? I mean, a pool is nice. A rooftop pool is definitely better.
Right.
Already an upgrade. But a rooftop pool with a panoramic city view, that feels like a different category altogether. It makes the pool itself a destination, doesn't it? Not just a place to swim.
Absolutely transformative.
Yeah.
Think about it from the hotel's perspective. The roof space exists anyway, right? It's a fixed asset.
Sure.
Right. By putting a pool up there, especially one designed to maximize the view, they turn that static space, that fixed cost, into a massive perceived value generator. It becomes a high-margin asset.
And for the guest?
For the guest, it's instant wow factor. It offers exclusivity. It leverages that premium downtown location they already prioritized and gives them this unique, elevated perspective on the very city they came to explore. It feels special.
It's also incredibly marketable, I imagine. Easy to photograph, easy to share on social media. It creates buzz.
Totally. That panoramic view makes the pool the visual anchor for the whole trip's vibe. It guarantees the experience is distinct, not just generic. So that specific detail really seals the deal on the value side of things. It elevates the hotel from just being a solid choice to feeling like a must-book kind of place.
It taps into that deeper desire we have when traveling, right? Not just to be somewhere, but to have an experience, to make memories.
Exactly. You don't just want a place to sleep. You want moments you'll actually remember. And a stunning view from a rooftop pool that delivers an indelible memory. It makes the whole booking feel genuinely worthwhile.
Okay, so they've got the basics locked down for efficiency, and they've got this killer aspirational feature for the experience. Function and desire are both met. Now, they have to face the music, the cost.
Right, because they've established they aren't just hunting for the cheapest possible option. They're optimizing for comfort, for experience.
Which inevitably leads us to the price tag itself.
Yep. And Adam lays it out. He gives a specific number, around $120 per night. But he adds a crucial detail for a deluxe room.
That deluxe room part is really important, isn't it? They're deliberately not going for the absolute cheapest option the hotel offers.
Definitely not. They're choosing to spend a bit more than the entry-level price.
Correct.
They didn't ask about the standard room or the economy room, which, might have put the price closer to maybe $90 or $100 perhaps.
So why do that? Why specify deluxe?
It signals that their priority includes managing risk within the room itself. Think about hotel room tiers. The standard room can sometimes be code for, well, the least desirable inventory.
Yeah, the one overlooking the bins or next to the noisy elevator or ice machine, smallest size.
Exactly. Or maybe just a view of a brick wall or an internal air shaft. The deluxe category, generally speaking, is often the highest grade of the standard room types before you jump into significantly more expensive suites or rooms with specifically guaranteed views like ocean view or city view.
So choosing deluxe is almost like an insurance policy against ending up in the hotel's dud room.
That's a great way to put it. They're trying to guarantee a certain minimum standard, maybe slightly more space, maybe better soundproofing, definitely an aesthetic that aligns better with that initial elegance impression they liked.
Which ties directly back to their goal of a smooth, low-friction, comfortable stay. They're essentially paying a bit extra for predictable comfort.
Precisely. And that conscious choice, opting for deluxe, obviously factors into that final $120 price. It's a blend, really. The downtown location premium, the value of the amenities like the pool and free breakfast, and their desired room standard.
Okay, so the $120 makes sense in that context. But even so, Adam immediately follows up with a qualifier. He calls it a bit pricey.
And that phrase, a bit pricey, it's doing a couple of things psychologically.
Like what?
Well, first, it's price anchoring. It acknowledges the potential sticking point, the cost, right before he pivots to justifying it. By labeling it pricey, he's showing they're aware it's not a budget option. They recognize they're paying a premium.
So it manages expectations, sets the stage for the justification.
Exactly. It's like saying, okay, yes, we see the number, it's on the higher side, but. And that but is crucial. Our brains kind of need to validate spending more than maybe the average or expected amount.
And the validation comes from everything they've already established.
Right. The fact that it looks elegant, has those exceptional reviews, throws in the free breakfast and Wi-Fi, and offers that amazing panoramic pool. All of that builds the case. It allows them to confidently move into the justification.
Which happens immediately. Adam says, but the amenities seem worth it. And Sophia instantly agrees, adding that core principle. True. Sometimes it's better to pay a little extra for comfort and convenience.
And that right there is the heart of mature, value-driven travel planning. It's a conscious trade-off.
They know they could probably find a room for less money somewhere else.
Sure, but that cheaper room comes with a higher risk profile. Risk of logistical hassles getting around, risk of unexpected fees popping up, risk of just being in an uncomfortable or unpleasant environment that actually detracts from why they're taking the trip in the first place.
Yeah.
Leisure, relaxation.
So the $120, which initially felt a bit pricey, gets reframed. It's not just a cost, it's an investment.
Exactly. An investment in guaranteeing the outcome they want. Peace of mind, ease, enjoyment.
They're calculating the ROI differently. It's not about dollars saved up front.
No, the return is measured like emotional dividends, less stress, and temporal dividends, more usable leisure time. They're paying for things to run smoothly. They're choosing guaranteed quality, guaranteed ease, that comfort and convenience Sophia mentioned, over simply minimizing the number on the bill.
It connects back to the bigger picture, doesn't it? It's strategic spending.
Totally. They're spending money now to avoid spending energy, time, and possibly more money later dealing with problems or inconveniences. No hunting for decent coffee, no getting frustrated over buffering Wi-Fi, no feeling cramped or let down by the room itself. That investment directly increases their chances of actually having the relaxing weekend they set out to achieve.
Right. So they've done the math, they've justified the cost, they're happy with the value proposition, ready to pull the trigger.
Seems like it.
But wait, before they hit confirm, Sophia, being the thorough planner, flags one last, absolute crucial point. The price is okay, the value is there. But what if something goes wrong? What's the backup plan?
Yes. And this is such a perfect illustration of how good planning goes beyond just finding the cool hotel, the decent price. The very next thing Sophia asks right after they've agreed the price is worth it is, did you check the cancellation policy?
The financial safety net, the escape hatch.
Exactly. It's the risk management piece. Because even when you're 99% sure about a trip, life happens. Right?
Oh, yeah. Work blows up, someone gets sick. Could be anything that throws a wrench in weekend plans.
Precisely. So having a flexible cancellation policy isn't just nice to have. It's almost a prerequisite for committing confidently, especially to a booking they themselves just tagged as pricey. They need to know they can back out without losing their shirts if necessary.
So what were the terms did Adam check?
He did. He confirms the key detail that minimizes their risk. The policy is fully refundable if we cancel 48 hours before check-in.
Okay, fully refundable and 48 hours. Those specifics matter.
Hugely. That combination defines their level of security.
Why is that 48-hour window specifically so important, both for them as travelers and maybe for the hotel too?
Well, from Sophia and Adam's point of view, it offers fantastic flexibility. You can lock in that desirable deluxe room, secure access to that awesome pool, get it all confirmed now.
Yeah.
But they aren't actually financially on the hook until just 2 days before they're supposed to arrive.
So they can mentally check hotel booked off their list and start looking forward to the trip rather than stressing about potential changes weeks down the line.
Exactly. It removes that lingering financial anxiety. It directly supports their goal of a low-stress weekend, starting with the planning itself. The risk is contained within a very short, manageable time frame right before the trip. And the cost of that confidence is essentially zero, because if they do need to cancel before that 48-hour mark, they get all their money back.
Right. That fully refundable part is key.
Absolutely. Now, flip it around and look at it from the hotel side. Why 48 hours? It's often about inventory management. It strikes a balance. If the policy was, say, only 24 hours notice required, and Sophia and Adam canceled at the last minute, the hotel might really struggle to resell that specific deluxe room for that night.
Leaving them with an empty room they could have sold?
Right, what the industry calls room spoilage.
Yeah.
An empty room generates zero revenue. But 48 hours. That usually gives the hotel's reservation system or revenue manager just enough time to put the room back on the market, maybe adjust the price slightly if needed, and have a decent chance of selling it to someone else. It minimizes their risk of lost income.
So it's kind of a win-win then, a mutually beneficial safety mechanism.
Pretty much. The hotel protects its revenue potential, and the guest protects their investment and gains significant peace of mind. And interestingly, that ease of undoing the decision, it likely makes them act faster.
Yeah, so
Because the stakes are lower, psychologically. Knowing they have that built-in escape clause, that financial forgiveness window, makes them bolder. They can commit more quickly to the grand horizon because it ticks all the boxes and comes with this safety net. There's less perceived risk in hitting book now.
Okay, that makes sense. The refundability reduces the friction to commit.
Exactly. It's like they're thinking, this place looks perfect, the value seems right, and if anything changes, we're covered. So no reason to hesitate or keep searching.
So once that final check was done, location, elegance, reviews, the included basics, the amazing pool, the price justified, and the safety net of the 48-hour full refund confirmed what happened next.
The action was immediate. No dithering.
Right. Sophia just says, excellent, let's go ahead and book it then. Clear decision.
And Adam confirms the execution. Okay, cool. I'll finalize the reservation tonight and send you the confirmation details. Note the timeline tonight.
Yeah, not sometime this week.
Right. Momentum is so important in planning. They reach the optimal decision based on their criteria, and the next step is immediate execution to lock in those specific terms, that specific room type, at that specific price, with that specific policy. Get it done, move on.
And then that final little exchange sums it all up nicely, doesn't it? Adam says, it's always nice planning trips with you.
Yeah, it highlights that the process itself was successful, not just the outcome. They worked together efficiently, avoided arguments or frustration because they had a clear framework, even if they didn't explicitly call it that.
They navigated the whole thing smoothly from the big picture desire, downtown weekend, down to the nitty-gritty details, 48-hour cancellation.
Mm-hmm. Location check, aesthetic check, social proof check, functional needs check, aspirational desire check, price justification check, and finally, risk management check. It's a really complete process.
It really is a solid blueprint. So maybe let's just quickly recap those 4 key pillars again for anyone listening who wants to apply this kind of thinking to their own travel planning. Hashtag tag outro.
Absolutely. If you boil down what Sophie and Adam did, their path to getting that high-value, stress-free booking really rested on nailing these 4 interconnected stages.
Okay, so pillar number 1, initial vetting and location. They started broad but specific downtown, accepting that location cost as an investment in saving time later. Then they layered on the aesthetic check, elegance, but immediately validated it with social proof, exceptional reviews. So for you, the key is matching that visual appeal with verified quality. Don't just trust the pictures.
Right. Pillar 2 was the amenity balance and friction elimination. They demanded complementary basics, the Wi-Fi, the breakfast, to kill that basics tax annoyance and cut down daily hassle. But critically, they balanced that practicality with a high-value experience enhancer, that panoramic rooftop pool. That's what made it special, not just sufficient. So identify your non-negotiables and your aspirational wow factor.
Third pillar, price and investment justification. They deliberately chose a better room, deluxe, to ensure comfort and reduce risk, even though it cost more. They acknowledged the $120 felt pricey, but explicitly reframed it as an investment in the quality of their weekend. Comfort and convenience were worth paying for. You need to consciously weigh cost against the value of a guaranteed smooth experience.
And finally, Pillar 4, the logistics safety net. That final check on the cancellation policy was non-negotiable. Getting confirmation of fully refundable with a reasonable window, like 48 hours, was the crucial step that de-risked the entire decision. It allowed them to commit quickly and confidently to a great but not cheap option because they knew they had flexibility. So always check your exit strategy before you commit financially.
You know, thinking about this whole process, especially that last point, it really brings up an interesting question for you, the listener, to chew on. Sophia and Adam moved fast and seemed really confident, largely because that booking was fully refundable within that 48-hour window. So how much does having that easy undo button, that escape clause, that window of financial forgiveness actually influence your own travel planning? Does knowing you can back out easily make you more willing to choose a slightly pricier, maybe higher quality option compared to if you were looking at a non-refundable rate?
That's a great question. And maybe think about your own process too. When you start planning your ideal stress-free trip, what's the very first filter you apply? Do you start with location, like they did? Or maybe you check cancellation policies even before you look at pictures or amenities. Using a structured approach, maybe borrowing from these 4 pillars, can really help guarantee you find your best outcome.
Definitely something to think about. Knowledge applied is knowledge mastered, after all. Thanks for diving deep with us today.
Yeah, this was a good one. We'll see you next time for the next deep dive.